This event is for our patients. This event is for the people who make this possible. It's about all of us coming together to make this day a very special day. You bring them together, you share a little bit of an excitement for what you're doing in science. You allow the patients, a couple of them, to tell their stories so people can get a sense that they're not the only ones struggling out there, but there is hope. If we can treat brain cancer, we can treat any cancer. I cannot do this without my patients' help. And I hope that people realize that with this kind of people coming together, anything is possible. I believe in this. To me, it means that we can hope, we can dream together, that one day we will find better ways to treat brain cancer.
And he grabbed my hand and he prayed with me and my family before I went in. And
brain cancer is the most devastating disease that afflicts the human body. Neurological disorders, which is what I study in my laboratory, affect a lot of people. A lot of our loved ones are affected on a daily basis by these diseases.
That was the first time where I said, all right, you're facing something that's gigantic here, John. I don't know if you can do it, but I remember when Mom took me home, we sat in front of my house in Baltimore, and I just cried. I cried for about 20 minutes because I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea what the future was going to hold for me at all. So I cried. I stayed in bed all day, and I cried. You know, everybody who called, I was like, I just can't talk about it right now. But eventually, I picked myself up, and I was like, crying isn't going to do anything right now. You really have to. You can't pack up and go home on this one. You really have to just meet this head on. So I picked myself up, and from that moment on, I was like, I just have to keep a positive attitude through this whole thing.
The doctors told me when I finished the radiation and chemo that I had about 2 years before, I would fade away. And I proved them wrong. And then come January, I will be 10 years since my first surgery.
But you heard stories of people who have survived for many years, who are thriving. And I hope that every single one of our patients is going to be like that. Every single thing that we do, it takes not only the intellect and the vision, but it takes resources. So I'm very privileged to have Ahmed in our group, and I'd like for him to tell you a little bit about what he's doing in the lab and put the big picture together for us.
There's this protein here that we have been studying for a while called Brachyury. Now, why am I making a big hoopla about this protein? It's because it's only turned on during development. It's never actually turned on in the adult stage. At a certain point during development, it gets turned off. And that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And it's off for the rest of our lives. This is a master switch. Brachyury is like a protein that turns on all other proteins. So it is a master switch. Brachyury is only expressed in the cancer cells and is not expressed in any other cell in our body. So this is a perfect target. And nanoparticles, we think, are going to be a perfect delivery vehicle to do that. So we were pretty confident that this master switch was so important for this cancer that if we really, really wanted to target it, we can achieve something actually meaningful. So we did the following experiment. We wanted to measure how much this would actually reduce the growth of this cancer. And so Sagar did a wonderful experiment where he turned off Brachyury and left it on in the other cell line and showed that cells still grow when Brachyury is on, but they're completely, when Brachyury is completely shut off, there's absolutely zero growth. Why is this exciting? It's exciting for several reasons. It's rare that we find a target in cancer biology that is not also expressed by other normal cells. And radiation and chemotherapy are notorious for that. They target the cancer, but they also target the other cells. Now this concept, this technology, this understanding, this breakthrough really opened up the doors for all kinds of therapies. Because now you can turn off genes or you can turn on genes that you wanted to manipulate either in disease or in cancer or in whatever system that you wanted. Dr. Quinones always reminds us that the OR is really an extension of the lab, and I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that because one day we want to be able to cure these cancers without stepping in the OR. This is the kind of science that, in my opinion, creates that drop that, creates waves and can impact other areas. In 2010, Dr. Quinones and his team brought this wonderful chordoma cell line to our lab and to the rest of the world. And we think we're going to learn a lot from this specific cell line, not just about bone cancers, but about many, many, many other cancers. We think that this cell line will have a profound impact on the field for several reasons. For developmental biologists, it's an important cell line. This is the first human cell line that actually expresses brachiaria. From a cancer standpoint, now that we have identified all these other cancers that actually express brachiaria, it becomes relevant to study it here and in those other cancers. So people are going to start looking for those other cancers and trying to establish them. There's a big group of people in the back, and none of this work would be possible without their effort, their input, and their scientific expertise. Dr. Quinones always says, that he can't do what he does without the support of his family. Everybody on this list is my family and our family, and in many ways, your family. We thank you for all of your contributions, your courage, for allowing us to share this day with you. And from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you, and we will keep working hard for you.
I do believe that there's got to be better ways that we can do this. And I'm hoping that one day, all the students, all the postdoctoral fellows, with your help, we will be able to get people like me out of business.
There's so many strong people in this room. It's unbelievable. So I just want to thank all of you. I want to thank Dr. Q's staff because what you guys do is so important. It makes a gigantic difference, okay? Whenever you feel like you're hitting a wall, just remember why you do it. You save lives. You save husbands, you save wives, you save brothers, you save a bunch of people. So just always remember that.
I'd rather have 1 million people donating $1 each rather than have one person donating $1 million. And that's just the pure power of awareness.